Hey, welcome into this week's Chug and Chant. I'm your main man, T Money, out here on the beautiful San Francisco rooftop. Glad to be back. I got some words for some of these owners and GMs firing all their coaches, man. My gosh, they've let a good one go. Let me give this a chug while you try to decide who I'm going to chant about. Woo! All right, Miami, I'm coming for you. I love your beaches. I love your nightlife. I love everything about you, baby. But my God, Steven Ross, what you doing? The owner down there, you're siding with Greer. The GM has been part of your organization for 20 years. I get he's got all the cachet built up, but no, you let a good one go. And you know you did when he's the hottest name on the market now. He can get any job he wants. He wins you 19 games the past 2 years, something you haven't done in decades. And he's doing it with Tua as a rookie. And then Tua missing half the games this year. They just went 9-7, barely missed the playoffs. What are you guys doing? You're letting B-Flow go. This guy is supposed to be one of the best up-and-comers right now. I just think it's a horrible, horrible decision. Steven Ross sided with the wrong person. The organization's a mess. They got people up and down the organization that have problems everywhere. Boo-hoo, but Brian Flores didn't like Tua. Right now, Tua needs to play better. Okay? So sorry if he's putting pressure on the guy. You let a good one out of that building and you're going to regret it. He's going to get a new job and he's going to start winning playoff games. And he almost got you to playoffs 2 years in a row when he barely had a decent quarterback. Just imagine if he got one. Bad decision by the Miami Dolphins. All you Dolphins fans, you got to be, hey, I know you're sitting beachside. You probably don't even know I'm talking right now, but gee, man, at least you can agree with me. They made a bad decision.
Oh my gosh, you are hilarious, man. I love your Chug and Chant. Hey, I don't know everything that went into the decision, but yeah, on the surface, it does seem like a bad decision, man. I'm agreeing with you there. I have to admit, there's Steve Money coming back. I have to admit, nice chug, man. I love your chug. You make me laugh, man. You make me laugh. I have to admit, when they announced that, I was surprised. I did not think Flores was going. So, man, the fact that I was surprised, kind of, because we kind of study the game, you and I, and to see that happen, that was kind of a shocker. Hey, under 3 seasons, they did not make the playoff. When you look at the numbers, 24-25 record, they did not improve. You know, they were 10-6 last year. They were favored to win the AFC East, and they ended up third and missed the playoffs. Third in the AFC East and missed the playoffs. But man, I just didn't expect the coach to get fired because of that.
But you'd think they'd have a little more context here. Tua missed, I think, 4 or 5 games this year, and they still almost made the playoffs. So how are you letting this guy go if you trust in Tua more than you trust in him? And he almost won with Tua missing a third of the season. It's just insane. I wish the Bengals had Brian Flores instead of Zach Taylor. I think that would be incredible. Like, I get that he didn't win as much as they expected, but he can only do so much with the players that he's given. Chris Greer gets to stay after he gives Brian Flores the worst offensive line in the league, after he gives away draft picks to trade back up to get Jalen Waddle, like a receiver, when you could have gotten Devontae Smith at the same spot, or maybe Waddle falls to you. Giving
Stephen
away
Ross,
bad decision.
He keeps the GM and he fires the coach. Obviously, there was a relationship there. You know the way it is, man. At the top of companies, there's politics, and obviously there was a relationship there between Ross and the GM, and it didn't sound like Flores really developed that relationship. He didn't really get in to develop, he specifically mentioned the owner, the lack of communication, the lack of collaboration, and so they were not really getting along, it sounds like.
Well, let me give it to you from this side, because of course the owner is going to say that. Everyone else in football thinks that Brian Flores is a great coach other than his GM. And his GM has made horrible decisions. So you're going to trust the owner who's talking to the GM when he says, hey, this guy's not communicating with me, or Brian Flores is fed up with this horrible GM and wishes that the owner had sided with him. I am going to go with the rest of the NFL community thinking Brian Flores is probably going to get one of these new head coaching jobs. And that shows how bad the decision was by Miami.
like I said, when you get to the top of any company, it is political. And if you don't get in and don't get that relationship going, this kind of thing can happen. You
No,
know,
I
the
agree.
Flores did make changes in 3 seasons. He had 4 different offensive coordinators, 2 different defense coordinators, 4 offensive line coach changes. The
Because
guy
they're
made a
so
ton of
bad.
changes. So if you're going to go in and change stuff like that as a leader, imagine firing all your VPs if you're the president. You got to make that organization work. You know, if you're going to do that kind of thing and let people go. So I'm
I
just saying
agree
there's
with
two
you.
sides to every story.
I agree with
But
you. So I just think
I
there's
I
been
like him
report.
too, man. I
Yeah,
like him too. I thought he was good. So
shocking,
I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised
shocking.
like you are. We now have 7 coaching openings, and the Raiders is the only one that has an interim coach and is in the playoffs. The other 6, they're all looking for somebody, man. And Flores is going to end up fine. That guy's going to land just
Yeah,
like you said in your Chug and Chant. He's going to be fine. Everybody's going to go after him. The problem is going to be Miami, and can they come back from this and go after and win that AFC East, because New England is now back and Buffalo's there. And what's Miami going to do now?
I know it'll be interesting. And if the reports are true, it's not just the GM. There's toxic culture and toxic relationships throughout that entire organization. So if it's not Brian Flores, which no one seems to think it is, they got a lot of work to do than just finding a head coach.
Hey, we hope you love the Chung and Chant this week. It's a special segment brought to you by Father, Son, and Holy Sport. And T Money does everything he can to bring it to you every week. And usually
Come on.
he's right on the mark. Hey, if you're interested in being a sponsor of the Chug and Chant or even a guest chugger with T Money, let us know. If you love the show like we love you, press that like and subscribe. You can find us on all the shows and segments where you play your podcasts. Look for @Father, Son, and Holy Sport, or you can check out our new website where you can find all our show info and even buy merchandise. It's Father, Son, and Holy Sport.com. Team Money. Enjoy the first round of the playoff games this weekend, baby.
All right. We'll talk to you later, G. Peace.